NotebookLM just became the most powerful free AI tool Google has ever released, and nobody is talking about how to actually use it properly. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to turn NotebookLM into your personal AI assistant that knows everything about your business, even if you've never touched AI before, even if you're not technical enough, even if you've tried other AI tools and they just gave you generic garbage. Here's what's wild. Most people are using NotebookLM completely wrong. They're uploading random PDFs and expecting magic. That's like going to the gym with no plan and wondering why you're not getting results. So today I'm going to show you how to build an AI brain that actually understands your business, how to create content, answer customer questions, and train your team automatically, how to turn your expertise into a 24/7 AI assistant that never sleeps, and the exact framework that took me from scattered notes to a system that works even whilst I'm doing Muay Thai in Bangkok. Plus, I'm going to build some crazy stuff live that you can steal and use immediately, and I'll share it with you for free. No coding, no tech skills, just you, NotebookLM, and about 30 days to transform how you run your business. Stay until the end because I'm giving away over 100 prompts you can copy and paste into NotebookLM today as well. Let's get straight into it. So if you've never used NotebookLM, we're going to get straight into this. You can see it over here. And essentially, this is how you can access NotebookLM. And from here, what we're actually going to do is we're going to run through my framework, the NotebookLM source stacking system, right? And you might be wondering, okay, what is NotebookLM? Why should you care? Well, NotebookLM is Google's free AI research assistant, but it's very different from ChatGPT or Claude because it only uses your sources, which avoids hallucinations, avoids made up facts, and just answers grounded in documents you upload. So it's kind of like having a super smart assistant who reads every single document, video, and website about your business. You can ask them anything, and they give you the exact answer with the exact quote from where they found it. That's NotebookLM. It's like having a personal researcher who never sleeps, never forgets, and never complains when you ask the same question 47 times. All right. So we're going to get straight into the source stacking framework. And basically, the first thing we're going to do is layer one, which is foundation sources. So let's get into this and I'll show you an example. So for example, here we can go to notebooklm.google.com, and then from here we could start clicking on new notebook, and this is how you create a new notebook, my friends. All right, and then from there you're going to upload sources. Now I'm going to upload some examples from my sales SOP, which is my training document for my sales team, and this is going to help us train my team, right? And you can use this for anything, but I want to show you an example of how you can build this out. So here's the sales SOP that I use to train my team. We have about 4 or 5 people in the team right now. And if anyone's watching, and you got experience in SEO and you want to become a sales rep, or you're already a sales rep and you want to work in SEO, feel free to get in touch via me at juliangoldie.com. Anyway, we're going to upload a file now, plug this in, and you can see this is beginning to start loading in the source, right? Now, why do we want to load in the source? Because we're going to train it on everything we need to know, right? And now we're going to take an example. So watch this. I'm going to say a prospect says we already have an SEO agency. Give me 3 ways to respond based on our best sales calls, right? We're going to plug that into the chat here, and it's only trained on this, right? So it's trained on like an 86-page document that you can see right here. This is like, 92 pages now. It's got longer. And you can see that we've got this playbook, but I don't want my team to have to sift through every single line in the document to get the answers. I don't want my team to have to spend a lot of time learning something they could just find in minutes. And so we can use NotebookLM to quickly get straight to the most important parts based on their questions. And you can share this with other people. Right? So you can see here, for example, based on the SPs, here's 3 ways to respond. So here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3, right? And so we've got 3 different ways to handle that objection that trains my team. And so I don't need to be online to train them. And, it gives the exact responses that worked before with citations, right? So if you go back here, you see it's actually got the citations of the document and it links directly to it, right? Pretty cool. And so this is not like generic, here's what you could say garbage. These are real answers from real calls that worked. And that's how I train my team now. No more 2-hour training sessions, no more repeating myself 1,000 times, just NotebookLM. Now, what you can also do, and this is pretty wild, is, and something most people don't know about, is that NotebookLM can turn your sources into a podcast, like an actual podcast with 2 AI hosts discussing your content. I know that sounds crazy, but watch this, right? So, for example, what I can actually do is I can take some information about, AI, upload the content to NotebookLM, and then click generate audio overview, right? Or I could actually do it for this. Let's just do it for this existing document that we've got. So, for example, here I could say, right, okay, let's focus on this specific problem that someone needs training on. So this one right here, we're going to go to audio overview. We'll plug in the prompt and we'll say, right, what should the AI host focus on in this episode? And we're going to say a prospect says we already have an SEO agency. Give me 3 ways to respond based on our best sales goals, right? Boom. We're going to hit generate from here. And now we can generate a podcast that actually teaches my team and trains my team about how to handle that objection. And so it's really easy to just get straight into this, right? Aaron says, thank you for being prolific with your post. Prompting is everything. Yeah, I would agree. Anesta says, oh, nice to see you again. Good to see you, Anesta. Thanks for joining. And then NF Tim says, is this actually live? Love your videos, by the way. Would love to know how you cloned yourself. So yeah, this is live. If you want to know how we cloned ourselves, you can actually go to the AI Profit Boardroom, right? Join the AI Profit Boardroom and then go to the playbook here. And inside the playbook, you can see our AI avatar voice and publishing process. We also have a video on how I cloned myself. And additionally, if you want to know how we actually do the screen share tutorials, we have a full tutorial plus SOP and standard operating procedure on exactly how to do that. And you learn how to do it in like 10 minutes, right? It's a 10-minute video. So if you want to learn this stuff, steal it from me. It's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom with the playbooks. So from here, we are generating the audio overview. We can do the same for video overview as well. So for example, here we could plug the exact same prompt, hit generate, boom. Video view, audio view, ready to go. If you want to see a pre-made example of that, let's have a look at this one. So this was a football tactical analysis notebook that I actually created, and you can see the video that we've generated over here, right? And this actually has like an AI narration, right? So it actually has an AI narration, a voice that talks people through the video, creates these insane, like, I mean, look at the quality of that, by the way. Like the actual visuals on the screen are beautiful. Right. And so you don't just need to use this for training your team. Like you can use it to learn. You can use it to present to a client. You could use it to create something customized for someone you just want to say hello to. Or you could even use it for content that's outward facing for your business. Right. You know, it could be a webinar, it could be a YouTube video, whatever. Right. As long as you quality control it, of course, when you're doing this, you want to make sure the quality is high. And so you can actually download these as well. You could download them over here. And, then people can learn about whatever you're teaching whilst they're on the treadmill or driving or whilst they're doing the dishes, right? And so this is content repurposing on a whole new level, and it is free to use, my friends. This is all free, right? So I've shown you all the use cases for this stuff. It's pretty amazing what you can do with this. Again, it is free. And what I've actually done is created a 30-day NotebookLM mastery plan, and it guides you through day by day exactly what to do and how to do it with prompts to use. So you can just copy and paste the prompts from each day. This is day 1. Day 2, etc. Uploading your customer voice. You could build your own FAQ brain, and anything that's related to you, your business, something you want to learn, something you're interested in, you can load into this, right? So it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what you can do with this. We can keep going through. So week 2 inside the 30-day plan, I would recommend you start building out systems. So you could build out like an onboarding assistant. You could create a new notebook, for example, like called client onboarding, upload your onboarding documents, welcome emails, setup guides, etc. for new customers. And then you could even plug this in. I'll show you an example right here. So you got this prompt that says a new client has just signed up. Walk them through the first 7 days step by step. Include what they need to do, what to expect, and common questions they might have during each step. So let's copy that prompt from week 2 inside the 30-day plan. We're going to go back over here, go back to that sales SOP that we just generated. You see it's still generating the audio and the video overview, so that's going to take a little bit of time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to reports over here. Right, so you see that reports over here on the right-hand side. We can choose between these. Now I'm going to click on create your own. Then I'll plug in that prompt. You can just copy and paste the prompt. You can change the language over here as well. Hit generate. Boom. That's going to start creating a beautiful document right here. And if Tim says, I guess it's not actually live. I mean, I literally just said that I'm live right now. So unless you're like far behind in the live stream, but yeah. So there we go. I mean, why you would go on YouTube and make a fake live? So you can see here as we go through, we've got the report generating, we've got the video generating, the audio generating, and we're good to go right here on this, right? And that's basically how it works. So you've got the full 30-day plan. You know exactly what to do. I've shown you some examples of what you can build, and I've given you the source stacking system framework, right? And the thing is with NotebookLM, most people throw random stuff into NotebookLM and wonder why it's not helpful, right? That's like throwing random ingredients into a pan and expecting a Michelin star meal. The magic is in how you stack your sources, and I call this the source stacking system. So you got 5 layers that you can stack NotebookLM with, right? Could be foundation sources, your recipes, your processes, your how we do things here documents. Then you've got expertise sources, right? And these are things that make you an expert. Books you've read, courses you've taken, research in your industry. Now, how do you load that in quickly? Well, if you go to the search the web section over here, and you're like, okay, well, I've got this recipe about sales training. Maybe I want to add some external sources from experts. Well, you can put in sales training over here, or you could put like agency sales training if you're an agency like us. We have an SEO agency, and then over here we can type in deep research, hit enter, and that will start researching the web for deep research, right? So looking through like dozens of sources or hundreds of sources to find this stuff, right? And then we're going to keep building through. Sirik says, you're a hard worker, man. I congratulate you with all your wins. Someone I look up to. I really appreciate that. That is an honor. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And you can see here we've got layer 3, which is customer sources. These are the things your customers say, right? Testimonials, reviews, common questions, sales call scripts, right? So how do you grab your testimonials? Well, I mean, you can easily just go on your website and scrape them, that sort of thing. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel of how you can quickly scrape testimonials and stuff like that. If you actually go over to this video right here, it will show you how to scrape stuff with a computer use agent. And then you also want to take some content sources, right? And these are things you can load in: videos, blogs, podcasts, right? How do you load those into your notebook? So over here, if you click on add sources, you can take YouTube videos, or you can plug in website, right? So that could be blog posts, could be your homepage, etc. If you go to YouTube over here, you can actually grab a bunch of URLs. So for example, let's say, I don't know if I've got any training on YouTube about sales. I probably do, to be fair. Well, training about everything these days. So if we go inside this section, let's see what we got here. So, all right. So let's say we got this sales rep training over here. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back into NotebookLM, insert the YouTube video, and that's going to plug in the YouTube video over here, right? So it's automatically pulled in the YouTube video too. And then for layer number 5, competitive sources, these are things from your industry. Could be competitive websites, industry reports, market research. When you stack these layers correctly, all 5 layers that I've talked about today with the source stacking framework, well, then you basically have NotebookLM as a genius at your specific business. It's not generic, it's your AI, because it's all customized to you, your industry, your business, your competitors, and expertise externally, plus customer sources, right? How much better training and data could you get? So we're going to keep going through now. Tech says, it's live, no doubt. Hello, I use NotebookLM in school as my assistant, help me to improve 100%. And then Shai says, you have suggestions on how to clone myself with HeyGen better? Yeah, so if you go to the AI Profit Boardroom, right, check out the AI Profit Boardroom. We show you exactly how to get your voice right and everything else. So if you go to the classroom here, then you're going to go to Playbook, right? And if you want to learn how to create the avatar videos with HeyGen, we've got a whole training right here, right? Plus a standard operating procedure right there, right? Inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And then if you want to get the AI avatar voice method, we've got video notes plus a full video tutorial right here. And then if you want to learn how we actually create our screen shares, our screen share tutorials, we have a video right here plus the prompts in the recipe on how to create those screen shares. So it gives you everything and equips you with everything you need to be able to create AI avatar videos just like me, right? And so that's basically how we did. Now, I've shown you how to use NotebookLM like an expert. I've shown you the source stacking framework that's unique to us. I've shown you examples of how this works and how easily you can generate stuff with this and how to use it for free. The final thing that I want to show you is, some people are going to have some, sort of limiting beliefs that hold them back, right? And, when you're going through that 30-day plan that I've just shown you today, some people are going to say, well, let's have a look here. Let's see what actually applies here. So some people are going to say, my business is too unique for AI to understand. But, the more unique your business is, the more valuable AI becomes when trained properly. And I hear this all the time, like, Julian, my business is different. Julian, my industry is special. Julian, AI can't understand what I do. Really? Because NotebookLM just needs your documents, right? Like you just upload your documents right here. The more unique your business, the more valuable it is to have an AI that actually understands it. Generic businesses need generic AI. Unique businesses, you need specialized AI. And that's exactly what you're building with Notebook LM. Um, Other people say, well, I've tried AI tools and they didn't work. The new belief, the empowering belief is really every tool works when you commit to making it work. And that's why I've given you a 30-day plan that you can commit to, right? So here's what I've learned from traveling to like 7 countries and building businesses everywhere. Winners make things work. Losers find excuses. I've never taken a course that didn't work. I've never bought a tool that was useless, right? Because I commit to getting value from everything I use, right? And when something doesn't work the first time, I try again and again and again until it works. And NotebookLM will work for you eventually if you make it work, right? Other people say, well, AI is just a trend. I mean, honestly, if you think that, wow, because the new empowering belief really is like AI is the most pivotal technology shift in human history, right? I've been obsessed with technology my whole life. I've seen trends come and go, and this is different. This is, AI is not a trend. It's been going on for 3 years now, really, since ChatGPT came out, and it's a permanent shift in how work gets done. The businesses that learn AI now will thrive, and the ones that don't will struggle. It's that simple. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching this, because I want you to be on the right side of history. All right. Um, and other people will say, well, I'm too old, I'm not techy enough to learn this. Honestly, if you can use Google Docs or email, you can use NotebookLM. Like, I speak 5 languages, and it's not because I'm some genius, it's because I commit to learning them. Right? I speak Chinese, Spanish, Italian, Thai, and English. And each one took a lot of effort, but none of them were impossible. And NotebookLM is easier than learning a language. It's literally just uploading documents and asking questions. If you can send an email, you can use NotebookLM. Age is irrelevant, tech skills are irrelevant. Just a willingness to try is all that matters today, my friends. All right. And if you want to get all the um, examples, prompts from today, you can get that inside the video notes from today. So if you go to the AI Success Lab, link in the comments and description, as you can see right here, it connects you with a community of 42,900 members. If you go to the classroom section here, then you're going to go to January 2026 new automations. So we update this regularly. It's a free course, completely free. And inside here, you can see all the notes from today. So you've got all the resources with the video links. You've got the source stacking framework that we've been through today. You've got the examples of how it works, right? And stuff you can build. And you've also got the 30-day Notebook LM mastery plan, like you can see, and then the limited beliefs and how to break through them. And then also what you've got here is the 100 prompts and how to use this. So if you want 100 prompts on you can copy and paste these for business strategy, for content creation, for audio overview prompts, customer service prompts, sales prompts, etc. This is all inside the AI Success Lab, completely free. Link in the comments and description. And if you've not already checked out, check out the AI Profit Boardroom. This is a community where I can personally connect with everyone inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and it's a community where we hold each other accountable. We have a daily accountability group where you can post your goals and what you're working on. We also have a community where you can post questions, get help, get support whenever you need it. And you can also go inside the classroom here, learn from our best playbooks. So for example, the 6-week AI automation masterclass, you can learn how to build AI agents in under 5 minutes. Plus we take you from complete beginner to expert in AI in just 5 weeks. And then on top of that, we also show you our best playbooks on how to implement stuff, right? So for example, some people always ask me, like, how do you get your transcript of content for your AI videos and that sort of thing? So if you want to learn our full AI avatar process, it's inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And additionally, you can get all our best NA10 templates, our agency course that shows you how to get more clients for your agency. And we also record all the coaching calls. You get 4 coaching calls a week. And if you can't make them, you can watch them back here inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And then additionally, get my best AI SEO automations and my full roadmap on how to grow and scale a YouTube channel. Plus, you can see the calendar here for the weekly coaching calls. So feel free to get that link in the comments in the description to the AI Profit Boardroom, or just go to the AIProfitBoardroom.com. Today, I'm going to show you how to use Google Antigravity, which is a free and powerful local IDE you can install on your laptop. And you can basically code apps and tools and websites and games using Google Antigravity. It's a really powerful tool. I'm going to show you exactly how to use it today, plus give you a 30-day plan and 100 prompts on exactly how to use it. You can install it from antigravity.google, as you can see right here. And the other cool thing about this is you can actually use normally paid APIs for free. So you can use, for example, like Claude Opus, Thinking, Sonnet as well, Claude Sonnet. You can use Gemini Pro, and you can build stuff out for free using this free IDE with free APIs, and you can even plan or build your projects. On top of that, it actually has a computer use agent, like you can see right here, that can actually open up your websites, anything that you build using Antigravity, and I'm going to guide you through it and show you exactly how to use it today. So let's get straight into it. Here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn, number one, how to install Antigravity in under 2 minutes, how to build your first app without writing a single line of code, the mission control feature that lets you run multiple AI agents at the same time, how to get AI to test your websites automatically. It literally clicks buttons, fills out forms for you, the exact prompts I use to build lead capture pages, client dashboards, and automation tools. And this works like even if you've never coded before, even if you weren't good at maths at school, even if you think tech is confusing, maybe you've tried AI tools before and got frustrated. I'm going to take you from complete beginner to confidently building apps, tools, websites, games, etc. In one session. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to be using the Goldie Gravity method, all right? The 4-step framework for AI app building without code. I call this the Goldie Gravity method because it's about letting AI do the heavy lifting whilst you stay focused on what matters, your business, right? This is, this is the same way I approach Muay Thai, for example. I stay relaxed and let the technique do the work. We don't overthink it. Here's how it works, all right? So step number one is ground, right? You're going to set your foundation. So before you get, before you even touch it all, get crystal clear on what you want to build, right? Not I want to build an app. That's not a good place to start. Instead, what you want to think is like, I want a lead capture page that collects names and emails, shows a thank you page, and saves everything to a spreadsheet, right? That sort of thing. That's way better. It's like counting macros before you're eating. You need to know exactly what's going in before you can expect good results, right? And then what you're going to do after that is the rise. Now, this is step number 2. So you're going to let the agents plan. And this Antigravity is different from everything else, right? So you tell the AI what you want, it creates a complete plan before it writes any code. You see the task list, you see the implementation plan, you can say no changes before anything happens. And it's like having a project manager who shows you the blueprint before building your house, right? Step number 3, orbit. Now you're going to watch it build. You're going to sit back. The AI writes the code, creates files, installs all it needs to launch apps, opens the browser, clicks through to test it. You're not coding, you're supervising. And, I have a team of 50 people in my SEO agency. I don't do every task yourself, right? You direct the work and review the results later. And then finally, the final step is verify, trust, but check. Right? Anti-gravity creates artifacts, so screenshots, recordings, walkthroughs. So you can see exactly what the AI built. You can see it clicking through your app. You can see the test passing. This is how you build trust with AI. The same way I track every minute of my day, right? The date, the tasks, the minutes work. You verify the outputs. That's what you want to do, right? So we're going to get straight into this. And I'm going to show you an example of how you can build with this, right? I've actually got a 30-day plan if you really want to commit to learning and mastering this tool, but we're going to get straight into this now. So we were talking before about the first step of the process, the Goldie Gravity framework. So we're going to say create a simple landing page for an AI automation community called AI Profit Boarding with a headline, 3 benefit bullets, and an email sign-up form. Use modern colors and clean design, right? And the way that we're going to do this is open up a new folder. So I'm going to replace what was previously in my project. We're going to click on new folder here. We're going to put AI Profit Boardroom website, right? Hit create like so. Open that folder up. That's going to open up a new window. And then from here, we're actually going to switch to planning mode, right? Why are we going to use planning mode? The reason that we use planning mode is because we want to plan our project before we build it, right? And again, this applies to games, websites, apps, etc. So, if we just hit enter now, what that's going to do is start planning the project and building out a to-do list with Google Antigravity whilst I'm talking to you, right? And if we go back through the steps, well, this is step number 1, right? Ground, set your foundation, get really clear on what you want. And then this is step number 2 as well, which is rise. So let the agents plan. Now, if you're stuck on like coming up with good ideas for this sort of stuff, let me show you how I can help you. So what I've actually done is for free inside the AI Success Lab today, which is a completely free community, connects you with 42,900 members. Like you see, if you go to the classroom here, and then you're going to go to January, you can see all the video notes from today, plus a 2-hour course on how to use anti-gravity if you need more training. And if you go down to the bottom of the page, you'll see 100 anti-gravity prompts for for landing pages and lead generation, for business dashboards, for productivity tools, for creative content tools, interactive and fun stuff, games and that sort of thing, client project management, right? Whatever you want to learn and build. If you have no inspiration, just start there, and you can start learning from there and copy and paste the prompts, right? So if we go back to anti-gravity now, that's beginning to build out the implementation plan, as you can see. And if you're wondering what the implementation plan is, here we go, right? Just going to X off that. So let's dismiss this. And then you can see the implementation plan with the AI profit boarding landing page, right? Pretty nice. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to switch to fast, right? And I'm going to say, go ahead, right? And you can see at the top here that we've got the to-do list of all the tasks for our project. We have the implementation plan of how it's actually going to build out this website. So it's going to, for example, create index HTML, a style CSS, and then it's actually going to verify it with automated tests and manual verification, right? Basically, the AI agent is going to test it for us. We're going to click accept all on the right-hand side here, and we can review the changes and that sort of thing. But inside this section, and the style CSS is basically going to start coding out the website, right? And again, I told you didn't need to code. You don't need to code. The AI agent does everything for you. Now, this is a simple project, but it gives you a feel for how simple, building anything with anti-gravity can be. Now, if we actually go through after the 30-day plan, one thing that I actually want to show you, and this is super useful, is I'm going to show you some ways to sort of change your mindset and learn what you need to win with AI. Right? I'm going to break some of the old beliefs and replace them with new ones, because your beliefs determine your actions, and your actions determine your results with this stuff, right? So whilst we're waiting for Google Antigravity to code over here, as you can see, it's actually going to open up index HTML in a second, as you can see. So this is the AI agent opening up Google Chrome and testing out the website itself. And some people are going to say, well, I need to learn to code first. And the wrong story that some people tell themselves is like, once I learn Python, JavaScript, React, then I'll be able to build things. But the truth is, that's like saying you need to learn Mandarin before you can order Chinese food, right? I speak 5 languages, but I didn't learn Chinese before eating at restaurants, right? I pointed at the menu, used pictures, found ways to use it. It's the same with AI coding, right? The best AI developers that I know are already using AI to write most of their code. So why would you learn the old way? Right. Also, some people, the new empowering belief really is like, AI is my coding skill. I direct it, it builds, right? You don't need to be a developer. You don't need to be a director. Just like a film director doesn't operate the camera. They tell the camera what to shoot. Well, that's your new job, right? You tell the AI what to build, review the output, give feedback, ship, right? If we have a look, for example, here, it's now checking out the page on mobile as well, testing out the email form. And if we go back to anti-gravity here, we've now built the full web page, as you can see, and it's talked about the key features implemented, the files created, and the whole page is ready to go. Boom, shakalaka. Now, if you want to open this up or host it somewhere, what you can actually do is you can navigate to a website like Netlify, and inside Netlify, you can actually host this stuff, right? You can host it directly online. And that's actually how we built the AI Profit Boarding website. We used a tool called Manus to build this out, but you can see how we built the page. This page was automated with AI. I don't code, as I've already said. And, if we go onto Google, for example, and we type in AI Profit Boarding, you can see that website ranking #1 for its keyword, right? So the page wasn't just automated with AI, it actually ranks on Google and everything else. All right, so let's try another one. We'll try something fun now. So what I'm actually going to do just for fun is we'll create like, a fun game. Like, let's see what we got here. Maybe we can go with build a to-do list with gamification, points, levels, and achievements, or create a focus time with ambient sounds and break reminders. All right, let's go with this one. Right, so we're going to go with create a typing speed test with sentences, WPM calculation, and accuracy scoring. Right, so we're going to go to anti-gravity again, just to show you how simple this is. We're going to go to open folder, new folder, quiz, or type in test, for example, right? Hit enter, open that up. That's going to replace the existing project. So normally what you want to do is actually click on new window, but I just want to get straight to it. Again, we're going to switch to planning. I'm going to use Gemini Flash because it's the fastest, which is great for videos when I'm demonstrating how to use it. But I would say the best that you can use is probably Gemini 3 Pro or Claude Sonnet Thinking, right? Those are the two best ways to code. So we'll click on planning. That's going to start creating the game. It's going to plan out how it's going to build it, right? I'd always recommend doing the planning first because you get better outputs when it actually creates it. As you can see before, it actually worked perfectly when we did that. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. Now, some people are also going to say, building apps takes too long. And the wrong story that some people tell themselves is even with AI, it's going to take weeks to build something useful. But the truth is, we built that landing page that is useful and can capture leads, as I've shown you today, in what, like 4 or 5 minutes. You can build a client dashboard in 12 minutes. You can build a habit tracker in 8 minutes. And these aren't toys. These are functional apps. So the only thing that takes your time is your clarity, right? If you know what you want, AI builds it faster. If you're vague, you get vague results. And it's the same principle as my business: impatient with inputs, patient with outputs. The clearer your prompt, the faster your app. So the new belief that's going to empower you really is thinking, right, speed comes from clarity, not coding skill, because your bottleneck isn't AI. Your bottleneck is knowing what you want. If you get clear, you get fast. That's what we're talking about. All right. Um, and like the old way really was like learning to program, learning programming languages for like months, installing complex development environments, debugging errors you don't understand, copying and pasting from Stack Overflow, and hoping it works. Right, I remember those days. Hiring developers and waiting for delivery, getting frustrated when changes take weeks, giving up on building the tools you actually need, and staying stuck with generic software that doesn't fit your business. That was the old way before anti-gravity. The new way with anti-gravity is like you describe what you want in plain English, you watch AI create a plan and show you before building, see the app in real time, AI tests it automatically and shows you proof. You make changes by just asking, build multiple things at the same time. You can open up multiple windows if you want to over there. You get exactly what you need for your business, and you go from idea to working app in minutes, not months. That is a new way, my friends, and that's what we're talking about today. So if we go back to anti-gravity now, it's got the implementation plan, as you can see, and we've got the task over here. So we're going to click on proceed, and by proceeding, we can start building this out. Again, I need to just quickly switch that back to fast mode, as you can see. Go ahead. And that's basically how it works. In the meantime, let's answer some of your questions. Let's see what we got here. Ernesto says, great, happy to help. Shai says, anti-gravity works on Windows as well as Mac. Ooh, that's a good question. Let me double check here. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can get it for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Scottsdale, Arizona treadmill team has arrived. Click the like button. Awesome. Good to see you here, man. Yo, yo, yo. I'm late to the party, but have you guys used it at all? Yeah, I mean, it can build anything. It can test anything as well. Eric says, I'm in the Netherlands. Thanks for sharing useful information. Happy New Year 2026. All happy New Year to you too. Eric, thanks so much for joining. Bree says, yes, Windows. Anessa says, yes, I have Windows. And Blue Wheel says, yes, it does. All right, cool. So let's get back into this and we'll go back to anti-gravity and seeing what it's built. All right, so if we go back to anti-gravity here we go. And then we're going to click on confirm over here. And then we have anti-gravity being tested, right? So this is the typing tool. This is the agent testing the typing tool. And so it can self-integrate, right? It can improve. It can, and you can see typing flow, the name of the app that we just automated, is counting the words per minute, it's counting the accuracy, it's counting the time, right? And so this actually works, which is pretty insane. and then it's testing it out, it's self-iterating. If it sees any bugs over here, it's going to fix them over here, right? And so it's got its own sort of Chrome that runs in the background, tests this stuff out whilst I'm working with you, right? And it says, right, I've completed the type and flow application. It's a high performance typing speed test with a premium dark mode aesthetic, featuring real-time WPM calculation, accuracy tracking, and smooth animations. So boom, there you go. That's how to do it. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get all the video notes from today, feel free to get that inside the AI Success Lab. This is completely free, connects you with 42,900 members, very active community, as you can see right here. Also, if we go to the classroom and then we go to January 2026, you can see all the video notes. I've included an extra 2-hour training on how to learn anti-gravity. I've given you all the resources with clickable links to everything. And I've also broken down, as we've talked about today, the Goldie Gravity method. We've talked about the 30-day plan, and you've got copy and pastable prompts so you can really master this stuff if you're dedicated to learning it. You've also got a breakdown of the old way and the new way, the new empowering beliefs that will help you win with AI based on anti-gravity. And also, what I've also shown you here is we've got 100 anti-gravity prompts. I think there's actually 110, as you can see, but there's over 100 there, which is, there to help you. All right. Now, if you haven't already, check out the AI Profit Boardroom. This is an amazing community where I connect with the members. You can DM me. I get DMs every single day from members, and I'm always happy and grateful to work with the community members. You can see we've got a daily accountability group. So if you're stuck with accountability, you can learn from there. If you struggle with like overwhelm, right, and maybe there's too much noise out there about AI. Maybe you struggle with focus, shiny object syndrome, or overwhelm, which I see all the time with people in the AI industry. What I actually do is I break down every 7 days with a weekly update, the only AI update you need, right? You can switch off all your notifications. You don't need to worry about anything. I condense 80 hours of my weekly work into a 5-minute update so that you can learn AI, right? And basically inside the community here, we break that down every week. You basically get a breakdown of like what's worth your time, what's not, and that just solves the problem, right? So you got daily accountability groups, you got weekly action updates to save you a lot of time and avoid overwhelm. You got a community where you can ask questions and get help and support whenever you need it. And this is super active, by the way. Like, for example, you can see when people post to get help, to get support whenever they need it. So, for example, Sebastian asked about AI website link building, and you can see here 17 people go back to him, right? You can also see inside the classroom, we have all my best playbooks. So, for example, if you want to learn this stuff, you can go from complete beginner to expert in just 5 weeks. Plus, we have a lesson on how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. If you want to know how I create the scripts, the AI avatar clones of me, how I automate videos, etc. We've got all the training inside this section with step-by-step tutorials and videos. And also you can learn, for example, my best NA10 templates, how to get clients for your agency. We have 4 coaching calls per week inside the calendar. And if you miss any of them, you can watch back the coaching call recordings inside this section. And then also, if you want to learn, for example, AI SEO, how to rank #1 inside Google and AI search engines, you get my best AI SEO automations here. And if you want to learn, for example, how to do YouTube, right? How to grow a YouTube channel in 6 weeks, then I break down my process right there and what works for me. So feel free to get that link in the comments and description to the AI Profit Boardroom. Benjamin, I know you've asked, the Air Profit Boardroom is a subscription community, right? And then if you want to get the video notes and everything like that, you can get it for free inside the AI Success Lab, right? So if you go to the AI Success Lab, this is completely free, right? And it comes with again, 42,900 members. You get all of these free trainings, so you can see, for example, some free trainings here, all my January automations, so all the latest stuff that's come out this month, and all the video notes. Plus, you can post inside the community there, as you can see. So, yeah, you get all of that for free, which is pretty insane. It's better than most people's paid stuff, honestly. So, yeah, hope that helps you. Jesse Cunningham, legend. Good to see you here, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope the school's going well as well. Good to see you here. Thanks for commenting. Blue Whale says, how do we ship these products? So, it's just a case of like marketing, right? Like you create something that people are ready to buy. And then if people are ready to buy it, then you sell it. Simple as that, right? You can use, for example, like Stripe, or you can accept payments with PayPal, whatever you want there, right? Again, listing on Product Hunt is pretty good. Promoting it on Twitter. I have a lot of friends who run SaaS companies, and they just promote it on Twitter and YouTube, and then just it's all about the marketing once you've actually created it. Google just dropped something wild. It's called Opal. It's a free AI agent builder that lets anyone create full apps, automations, and workflows without writing a single line of code. You just describe what you want in plain English, and Opal goes out and builds it for you. We're talking about combining Gemini. We've got Nana Banana in there. We've got Veo 3, Google's insane video generation AI, all in one single place, so that you can create, for example, blog post generators, video creators, lead scrapers, social media content machines, research assistants, data analysis tools, marketing automation systems, all for free without coding, all shareable with a single link. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use Google Opal to build real automations that actually help your business. We're going to build things live today, things you've never seen before, things that look completely insane. And I'll also give you a 30-day plan to go from zero to having AI agents running parts of your business, even if you've never coded anything in your life, even if you're not technical, even if you've tried AI tools before and they didn't work, because this is different. This is Google saying, we're giving everyone the keys to the AI kingdom. Let's get straight into it. So you can see Google Opal here. We've got opal.google. It is not available in every single country around the world. So if you need some help on that, just DM me inside the AI Profit Board, and we have some workarounds and that sort of thing. But for example, it's available in my country, and it's available in quite a lot of countries around the world. So you can see here, for example, we've got a bunch of apps we've already created. Let me show you an example. This is Flashcard Espanol, right? And we've got the actual workflow on the middle bit, and then we've got the actual app on the right hand side, right? And so you can edit the workflow, change the inputs and outputs here. And then if you go to the actual app section here, you've got Flashcard Espanol, and you can use this for flashcards and that sort of thing. So if we hit start like so, we can enter a topic or difficulty level. So I'm going to put, for example, beginner here, and then it's actually going to use AI to generate the flashcard content, right? So AI is not just building the app, but it's also inside the app to be like generative as you go along. Now, it actually looks a little bit like Duolingo, doesn't it? But the difference here is like it's actually got AI baked into the process, and then you can come back once the flashcards are generated. Now, the other way that you can use this, and this is relatively new as well, is you can go into Gemini if you've got it enabled, and then you go to this section here, and you can see we've got new gems, right? So you can build these AI super gems. I think this is only available on the Pro plan, whereas you can get Google Opal for free. And you see here it's generated the flashcards. So for example, Ola, obviously, hello. What we got here, these are really easy stuff, but you get the point. You can generate these flashcards, build whatever you want using this app. You've got, for example, the transcript SOP generator. So what we can do with this is I can actually take like a video transcript on a process I want to train my team on, right? So let's go and grab a process from one of my YouTube videos here. Let's go to this one, for example. We're going to grab the video transcript like so. Let's grab that. We're going to go into Gemini here. into Opal, sorry, plug that into the app, and then that will actually generate a step-by-step operating procedure and a guide on exactly how to use this stuff based on the video transcript that we just plugged in, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And so you get the point. Like, it's really easy to use Opal. And what I'm going to show you today is a framework called the Opal Engine framework. And this is my 30-day AI agent blueprint to basically build with Google Opal. Now, if you're wondering, okay, what is Google Opal? Well, it's a free no-code AI app builder from Google Labs. It's now available in 160 countries. It's been called vibe coding because he literally described just what you want and the AI builds it. And here's what makes it special, right? So number one, natural language building. You type in what you want in plain English, Google Opal goes off and builds it. Number two, visual workflow editor. Sees exactly how your app works with drag and drop nodes, like you can see right here. Right? It's powered by Gemini, Veo 3, and Nano Banana, right? The most powerful AI models Google has. It comes with instant sharing, so you can actually grab a link to your app like so. You can grab this link, copy the link, make it public, and then boom, shakalaka, you can get free access to it, right? Let me actually give you access to this just so you can try it out, right? So if we click on public over here, and then we'll grab the public link, as you can see. And then if you want to test out some of the tools that I show you today, I'm going to share this with you, as you can see. All right, tools, and there we go. And we've got the S&P generator right there. Boom. All right. So let's keep going through now. Also, it's free. So you can use Google Opal for free, which is pretty amazing because it's better than a lot of paid tools. I've tested a lot, and this is actually better. And then it's integrated with Gemini 3, which is, one of the most powerful ways. It's also integrated into Gemini here. So, for example, if you go into Gemini, like so, then you're going to go to Gems on the left-hand side. From there, you are going to go to New Gem, and inside New Gem, you just describe what you want, right? And from there, you can start building this, right? So let's see what we got here. Which AI tool can be used to develop a complete downloadable Android application for offline data collection and can be synced to Google Drive? So I think you would probably use Google's MCP for Google Drive to sync it, right? And then if you're coding out offline, well, you could use something like Visual Studio Code. You could use Antigravity. You could build out apps with, what else we got here? We got, I think, what else we got here? Yeah, even Claude Code, I think you could do with that as well. And you can build out those apps locally, right? And then once you built them out locally, they run offline. And then if you need to sync them with Google Drive, you just connect the Google Drive MCP, right? That's how it works. All right. So we're going to get straight into this. So what we would do here is just describe the workflow that we want, right? So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to show you some examples that we'll build live, and these are personalized to my business, right? So I've got an SEO agency, Goldie Agency, and I have the AI Profit Boardroom, which is my AI automation community. All right. So from here, what we're going to do is build out the SEO content machine, right? And we're going to take this prompt. These are copy and pastable prompts you can just steal from me inside the video notes from today. So if we go back over here, by the way, we've got the SCP, as you can see right there. So if we go back to Opal, we're going to click on Create New. Inside the Create New, we describe what we want to build, as you can see right there. And then we're going to start building that out. And that is going to start building out our workflow, right? It's going to build it out in a couple of different ways, which I'll show you in a second if you want to learn this stuff. But essentially, this is how it works, right? So for example, here, it's going to start building out the app. It's going to take a little while to buffer and generate. But yeah, that's basically how we can use it. Now, in the meantime, there we go. We've already got the block builder ready to go. That was pretty fast. So you can see here, for example, what does it do? How does it work? Well, you can actually switch between this and see what they've built, see how to build it, right? So for example, if we open this up, you got, for example, the keyword section. So you enter the blog's main topic keyword. By the way, the AI just arranged this for us. Then you've got the deep researcher, right? So this will actually do deep research with Gemini Flash. From there, it's going to generate the blog post. Then it's going to generate an image description, a featured image. It saves it to Google Docs, so it actually saves it directly to Google Docs for a blog post, and it actually has a prompt for generating the content, right? Let me show you how it works. So if we go into Blog Builder here, we're going to enter the blog post main topic keyword. So let's say, for example, I don't know, it was like how to use NotebookLM. That's the blog topic keyword. So we can plug that in like so. It's going to conduct the deep research, which might take a while, but you can actually see the progress over here. And then you can start using this. Sporter says, can you turn a gem into an App Store app? And could it possibly be as easy as Boom Shakalaka? Sporters, you legend, mate. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate these comments. So So what you would do here is if you want to build out an app like that, right? You want to go into Firebase. Firebase is one of the best ways to build out an app, and you can use Firebase for free. The other option that you have is that you can build out with Bolt or Lovable. That will create the mobile app, and then you can launch out into the App Store. And I don't think it's that easy to actually get your app approved. I think you can build it as easy as Boom Shakalaka, but getting it approved on the App Store, it might take a few days or whatever. So that's probably the hard bit. But actually building it is pretty easy to get it done. Google Opal, you wouldn't use for something like that. Like it's not really going to build out mobile apps. It's more for kind of like mini apps where you can build out stuff here. So if you wanted to do the same thing inside, for example, inside Google Gemini using the AI Super Gems feature, well, here's how you do it. So you'd go over to the AI Success Lab, like you can see here. We're going to build, for example, the lead research agent where you enter a company name, Opal scripts, web for information, finds decision makers, compiles contact research, and exports to Google Sheets, right? So we're going to take this prompt like so. Again, we've got loads of copy and pastable prompts inside the AI Success Lab, which is where these notes are stored. Link in the comments description. And then you can see that's going to build out the app here as well, right? So there's two different ways to build out the app. And we've got the blog post here that was automated based on the deep research and everything else, right? And it plugged it in. So we said the blog title was how to use NotebookLM. It's created that content, it's tagged it nicely, it's generated it into a nice little copy and pastable format, and then you can just take that straight onto WordPress. If you want to steal that from me, let me make that public and I'll give you the tool for free so that you can use it whenever you want to as well. Bear in mind, it's also generated an image at the top as well for the content, so that's pretty powerful too. And if you go back to the video notes from today, I'm going to add the blog post generator right here as well, right? And these are free tools you can steal that I've built for you personally. And you've seen how I built them as well. All right, so we're going to put free tools here. Sporter says, is that block builder costing any API credits? It's not using API credits. And the reason for that is because it's using Google Opal's APIs. So they kind of give away this free tool, right? The other crazy thing here, and this is really interesting too, is it's actually plugged it into a Google Doc, as you can see. So I actually automated that into a Google Doc and then published it to my Google Drive. Like, how insane is that, right? It's just there waiting in my Google Drive. Happy days. So if you want the formatted version, you can go into Google Opal. If you want the non-formatted version, then you can go to Google Drive. And that was really simple. Right? And the thing I love about that is, like, if you want to connect Google Drive to stuff normally, it gets quite technical. It can be quite messy, or you can just use Google Opal for free, steal my prompts, and then it's way faster and easier. Right? I've given you a few other examples like social media content generator, AI avatar video creator, and client report generator as well right here. Now, what I've also done is broken this down into a 30-day Opal Engine plan. So you can go from 0 to AI agents and run your business. And it shows you exactly what to do step by step every single day with copy and pastable prompts that you can take from me. Again, I've shown you a proof that this stuff actually works, as you can see. We've got the company inside lead generator right here. So if we plug in, for example, the company name to research, like, for example, Goldie Agency, it will start doing deep research on the company. And again, this is inside Gemini, right? So you can build these tools inside Opal, or you can build it inside Gemini. But the main thing here is, like, it's pretty simple and easy to do. Right? And then you've got all these prompts every single day of the 30-day plan that you can copy and steal from me. Now, let me tell you about the old way and the new way whilst Gemini is generating the outputs, right? So the old way was like, you wanted to build an app, you'd have to hire developers, gets expensive, takes months, you don't get what you want, you know, it costs more to fix it, and then you're frustrated, right? That was the old way. The new way is you want to build an app, you describe it in English, Opal builds it in minutes or seconds, like you've seen today. You share a link, and it just works, my friend. It just works, like you've seen today already, as you've seen with this blog post. Beautiful, isn't it? You know, the same, for example, like you wanted to automate something. This was the old way. You had to learn like N8N or Zapier. You spend hours watching YouTube tutorials, probably my 5-hour course on NA10, which can be quite draining mentally. You mess up the connections, your automation breaks, and you give up. That was the old way of doing AI automations, right? The new way is like you want to automate something, so you describe the workflow to Opal. Opal creates the visual nodes, you click run, and it handles everything, like you're seeing with this post, right? So this is the lead generator, and we said create a mini app where I enter a company name. The app should research the company to the web, find out who the CEO or founder is, summarize what the company does in 2 sentences, identify the main competitors, right? And then you can see here that it's got this, as you can see, it's got my main competitors on the list, right? Pretty nice. And how easy was that to generate, right? We literally just copied and pasted a prompt. So if you want to get that app as well, again, I'll make that public for you. So, a free tool for lead generation. So we're going to make that public, copy the link, and this is how you can share it with anyone, right? So whether your team or whether you can give this out to your audience and use it as a lead magnet, that sort of stuff as well. And then, for example, here we can take that like so, go back to Opal, and then we'll put lead generator, right? There we go. And yeah, that's basically how it works. And so I've shown you the old way and the new way. I've shown you the 30-day plan. I've shown you how to build apps with examples. I've shown you that the apps actually work, right? Now, let's talk about the new mindset you need to win with AI. So, some people had a limited belief of like, I need to know how to code to build AI automations. But the truth is, think about this. Like when cars first came out, people thought you needed to be a mechanic to drive one. And that sounds ridiculous, but the same thing is happening with AI right now. Google Opal proves it. You type what you want, AI builds it. No syntax, no debugging, no Stack Overflow, no Python code, etc. So the new belief is like, you just need to know how to describe what you want. That's it, right? Other people will say, well, let's see, well, there's too much to learn, I'm fall behind, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, this is just shiny object syndrome talking. And I see it all the time in my community. People jump from tool to tool. They never master anything. They feel more overwhelmed. That's why we have the focus protocol inside the AI Proper Boardroom, right? But it's the truth. You don't need to learn anything or everything. You just need one system that works, right? And Google Opal is that system because it connects to Google's best AI models in one place, right? So you master Opal, and then you stop chasing the next thing. So the new belief really is like one tool mastered beats 10 tools dabbled, right? Other people will say, well, I'm not creative enough to come up with prompts. And you know what I do when I'm stuck for prompts? I just go to the Opal gallery, right? So if we go back here, you can actually see that there's an Opal gallery with pre-made AI agents, right? And then you can just steal those. And that's basically how you can do it. And then you can find an app someone else built, click remix, customize it, done, right? So you don't even need to be creative. You just need to be a good editor. So find what works, make it yours. And the new belief really is like creativity is optional. Remixing is a new skill, right? That's a new skill that people are not using right now. So thanks so much for watching. What I've actually done today is broken everything down. So if you want to get access to all the video notes from today, you can get it inside the AI Success Lab. That's a community of 42,900 members inside the community. If you want to get access, just type in on Google Julian Goldie AI Success Lab, or go to ChatGPT, or if you're watching on YouTube, then you can just click the link in the comments and description to get free access to this community. If you go down to the classroom and then you go to January 2026, you'll see the video notes from today, right? So you'll see the resources with the links. You'll see the links to the free tools. So if you want to steal that from me, I know Blue Whale, you said, how do I find your link on Gemini? That's how you find it in the free tools section. If you want to get the framework from me, you've got the Opal Engine framework as so. The examples and the copy and pastable prompts. You've also got inside there the 30-day Opal Engine plan with copy and pastable prompts that you can implement for a day-by-day plan. And then we've also run through all the limiting beliefs that could be holding you back and how to break them, as you can see right here. And then finally, what we actually have is 100 prompts for Google Opal for content creation. What else we got? We got image and video generation prompts. We have apps that you could use for business automation, and everything you could possibly need when it comes to building apps with Google Opal. And the actual prompts you can just copy and paste and steal from me inside the AI Success Lab. And this is completely free with an extra video tutorial just to help you with more training. All right. Sporter says that is a really good looking blog post and the image is perfect. Thank you very much, sir. But yeah, these tools are insane. These tools are absolutely amazing. And you can just go off and build them for free, as you've seen today. And if you want to connect with me personally, if you want to get access to some of the best AI builders in the world, then you can join the AI Profit Boardroom. Link in the comments description. It comes with 2,000 members, so 2,000 people serious about building AI automations for their business. We have a daily accountability group. If you struggle with like overwhelm or shiny object syndrome, then you can get my 1 minute updates. These are weekly 1 minute wonders that just take and condense all of my research into like a quick 1 minute update so that you know what's worth your time and what's not, and you cut out all the overwhelm and the noise. You can post inside the community, get technical support and help from me and the rest of the community, as you can see right here. So if you post a question, for example, then I'll be happy to help you, as you can see right here. Also, we have 4 weekly coaching calls. You can jump on the coaching calls, get live technical support whenever you want. And then inside the classroom here as well, you can get a 6-week AI automation masterclass. So this takes you from complete beginner to expert with AI. You'll learn how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. And on top of that, you also get my best playbooks on, for example, like how to automate Twitter, right? How to do newsletters, how to automate shorts, how to automate AI avatar videos, how to automate screen shares, everything you need to win with AI. Also, inside the classroom here, you got my best workflows on like lead gen and social media, NA10 templates, how to get clients, coaching call recordings if you can't make them, AI SEO automations, and YouTube AI SEO workflows as well. And that's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You are insane, Julian. Thanks a lot. Happy to help very much. And thanks for watching. Google just dropped a computer use AI agent that could literally control your browser for you, not click a button, not fill in a form, actually navigate websites, extract data, click through pages, and complete multi step tasks whilst you watch. And it's basically free to test right now with browser based. So if you never test this out, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it, how to get started, etc. You can see that you get a free web browser for your AI agent. And it's basically free to test right now. So today I'm going to show you exactly how this works using browser-based. We're also going to run through Retriever AI, which is another option. And you also got the Nano Browser Chrome extension. And basically with this, you don't need to know how to code. You don't need to develop a background. You don't even need to be technical, because I'm going to test all of this with you right now. I'm going to build a browser automation agents that can, for example, like scrape leads or research competitors and even post content for you, all hands-free, even if you've never touched an automation tool in your life, even if you think AI agent sounds complicated, even if you've tried AI automation before and it felt overwhelming. This is different because AI literally watches your screen and figures out what to do next. So we're going to get straight into this, and this is going to be using something I call the Goldie Browser Agent Framework. This is a 30-day system to turn AI browser agents into your personal task workforce, right? And here's what most people don't understand about AI browser agents, right? So they're not just fancy clicking tools, they're thinking tools. And traditional automation says, click this button, then click that button. Browser agents say, figure out what I'm trying to do and make it happen. And that's the difference between a calculator and a brain. And when I first heard about this, I was pretty skeptical. You know, I've tested tools, hundreds of tools at this point. Most of them are just hype, but this actually works, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. All right. So for example, here, we're going to take some examples of what we can build, right? And, you know, for example, we can go into Gemini browser here. And if we just wanted to go really simple, we could, for example, say, okay, what happened in the AI industry today, right? AI industry and AI news today, right? We'll hit run like so. And this will actually start Google Gemini browser. You can switch between 2.5 Flash, or you can use browser use as well. And basically this will just go off on the web, start typing stuff out, and then research it for you, right? So you can see here that it's beginning to do the task for us. And then you can come back in a few minutes whilst this is working in the background, and we're good to go on that, all right? Another option that you actually have, and this is a really cool resource as well, is that you can use something called retriever.ai, right? And this can scrape, automate, monitor the web, etc. Right? Really interesting and powerful to use. So, for example, here you can install the Chrome extension. You'll see the Chrome extension link at the top. And whilst this AI agent on browser base is beginning to Google for us, what we can do is we can install this Chrome extension. And what this does is that it can search through the web. It can use, for example, LinkedIn and everything else, and we're good to go. Blue Whale says you are always ahead. Thank you very much. And we're going to go to our Chrome extensions here, and we're going to go to Retriever AI, right? And you can see some previous stuff that we've done. For example, like yesterday, we said navigate to LinkedIn, search for Julian Goldie, identify and navigate to the profile, extract all the information. Let me show you an example of how that works, right? So if we click on the plus sign to start a new chat here, then we're going to type in the same prompt. Just to show you an example, we're going to click on start going to do that. And now we've got two browser agents working at the same time, because we have, for example, we have Gemini browser working in the background, as you can see. And then we can also, for example, use Retriever AI as well, right? And bear in mind, like, these are not perfect, right? You can see the AI navigating the web right now, using the web, going off, searching stuff, etc. Right? So you can see, for example, here, it's actually navigating to LinkedIn, and it shows you the steps and what it's doing step by step right here. And bear in mind, you can use Retriever AI for free up to a certain point, a certain limit, etc. But you can see here how it's beginning to open up LinkedIn and start navigating around and working its magic, etc. Well, you can also go back to Gemini here inside browser base, right? And you can also, for example, say like play a game of 2048. And now we've got two AI agents, computer use agents working their magic. So we have the AI here playing around and working its magic here. So it's navigated to 2048. And then we also have the agent on the right-hand side, and that's using LinkedIn to search for Julian Goldie SEO. It's just navigating through the web. It's gone to my profile, and we've just automated scraping my profile and lead generation, right? And so between Gemini browser base and between Retriever AI, you've got most of the stuff covered. Now, another option that you have is that you can actually use something called Nano Browser. All right. So just to recap here, we've got two agents working in the background. We've got this agent playing 2488. We've got this agent going off and scraping my LinkedIn, as you can see. And then if we go to Nano Browser, this is open source AI web agent, right? So if we open up another Chrome extension, we can navigate to Nano Browser, right? With Nano Browser, all you do is you add in your API key, right? You plug in your API key here, which you can get a free one from Olama. You can also use Grok. Grok is another option as well, as you can see. And then you can basically use this for all sorts of stuff. Now I'm going to delete that model, add a new provider. I'm just going to go with Gemini to keep it simple, but you could use, for example, Grok. You got OpenRouter, you got Olama, you have, for example, DeepSeek as well. So you can use some free APIs for this. And then if we go to, for example, Gemini, then we're going to go back to AI Studio, grab an API key. As you can see, we're going to grab this API key. We'll copy that. I'll have to delete it in a second because I've shown it on a video. And then we're going to click on save here. And now we just choose our models, right? It's a I'm actually going to go with Flash just to make it easy. So Flash and Flash, speech to text, we'll use Flash as well, right? And now we've got our AI agent set up in Nano Browser as well, right? So to recap here, we've got Retriever AI, and it's scraping the information from my LinkedIn profile. We've got Gemini browser base, and that's playing 24/8 in the background, right? And then we've got Nano browser, and that's going to start working in a second too. So we've set this up, as you can see, ready to go. And then, for example, if we say, okay, go to ChatGPT and talk about the meaning of life, right? That'll use a planner to start figuring out, okay, how do we do that, blah, blah, blah. And then just whilst I'm drinking my coffee, it's actually going to navigate to ChatGPT and start talking about the meaning of life, all right? And so you've got three AI agents all using my browser, all working pretty nicely, as you can see today. And literally, this is all whilst I'm talking to you live. So it's pretty insane what you could do right here. I don't think most people know about this, but I love it, you know? And for example, here we can see that we've got Nano browser working its magic. And yeah, this can just work in the background. So 3 browser use agents all working and all actually working perfectly as well. Now, whilst we're working that, whilst we're dealing with that, for example, and it's navigated to ChatGPT and it's about to start talking about the meaning of life, some people are going to say, well, do I need to know how to code to use browser automation? And AI agents just understand plain English. So you type in what you want in plain English over here, and then it goes off and does its magic, right? So if we go back to, for example, let's go back to another browser here. Sorry, let's have a look. Let's go back to Retriever, right? So Retriever has broken down the information, as you can see right here, from my LinkedIn profile, where I did the search previously and found all this information, right? But yeah, you just type in plain English what you want. Now, some people say browser automation will break constantly and require maintenance. AI agents tend to adapt to changes automatically because they see like humans do. So, traditional automation is brittle. You record a series of clicks, the website changes one button, and then everything breaks, right? And, I've had entire automation systems collapse because, a company updated their login page, for example. But browser agents are different because they don't memorize click coordinates. They understand what they're looking at. So if a button moves, they find the new button. If a form changes, they read the new form. They adapt just like a human. Now, it can break. It's not perfect, right? This is new technology, but you've seen how it works today, and you can see that it can actually work, and what's possible. And that's really what we're talking about today. All right. So you can also see here that actually references different tabs as you click around as well, which is pretty cool. So it gets context on what you're talking about and that sort of thing. Yeah, and that's basically how it works. So that's how to master Google Computer Agents. You see in the resources, I've included all the links to access this. I've included an extra tutorial as well for you to learn this stuff. I've given you the Goldie Browser Agent Framework. And then what I've also done here is I've included a 30-day plan with copy and pastable prompts you can steal from me. So for example, if you wanted to learn this stuff, you can easily get it with the homework and everything else. So we've got homework for each day, the prompts you can use each day, and the step-by-step instructions for this 30-day plan. And then, for example, if you wanted to do something like this, you can just open up a new tab. So let's say, for example, if we go to, I have to delete this key now. If you go to this one, for example, like your research assistant, go to Google, search for the best AI tools, blah, blah, blah. And we ask for it to do that. It's just going to go off and do that in the agentic tab, right? And it actually labels it as an agentic tab in the background, right? I actually think the Retrieve AI is better than pretty much all the options out there right now that I've tested, just because it breaks less and it seems to be more autonomous, right? So you can see in the background here, it's actually Googling the best AI tools for small businesses whilst I show you something else on the screen, which I like. It just works in the background. It just works. And then what I actually want to do is just run through some more limiting beliefs that might be holding you back when it comes to using this stuff, all right? So these are new empowering beliefs you need to win with AI agents. So one thing that I'll say as well is that some people would say like this will take forever to learn and set up, but you can run your first browser agent task within 5 minutes. And I test every AI tool live with my audience, like no real scripts, no pre-recording, just real testing in real time. As you can see right here, it's actually plugging this information into a Google Sheet, which is pretty nice. But if we go back to the tab here, we're going to say, and browser agents are some of the fastest tools to get working with this stuff, because you just install an extension, click a button, type what you want, watch your work, and that's literally it, right? And the 30-day framework I gave you isn't because the setup takes 30 days. The setup takes for 5 minutes. The 30 days is really about building a complete system, getting sophisticated, getting leverage. But if you just want to try it, 5 minutes, go do it right now. Right? That's basically how it works. So if you want to get all the notes from today, plus 100 prompts, plus a 30-day plan, plus a framework, plus all the links from today, feel free to get that inside the AI Success Lab. This is a completely free community. You can get access to a community with 42,900 members. As you can see, you get access to all the posts inside the community. If you go to the classroom here and then just go to January 2026 new automations, you'll get all the video notes from today. And the agent is still working in the background. It's pretty funny. So you can see here, it's like just going off and Googling stuff. I'm actually going to stop that and cancel that because it's taking over. And then if you want to get access to myself, my support, my help. If you want to get, for example, access to a community of 2,000 serious AI builders, you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is an amazing community where we post, we share, we learn, we grow together, we share our wins and everything else. And inside the community here, you'll get an accountability system. So each day we have an accountability check-in where you can post your goals, get help, get support whenever you need it. Also inside here, you can post your questions, get help, support. You can share your wins. I mean, if we have a look at the win section here, you can see what people are building. For example, like Sandra says, feeling very accomplished, right? Great way to end my week. Just installed NA10 on my desktop and I'm working with the chat to secure it. Had to change DNS, blah, blah, blah. But, she got started with NA10 and she's like building out her first websites and all that sort of thing. You've got, for example, Vladimir, who actually set up a new product hunt SaaS tool, which is pretty insane, right? And he reached like number 22, which is pretty amazing as well in product hunt. Christina built her first make automation. Like, people are just winning with stuff. And if you want to be part of that, join the AI Profit Boarding, which is just an insane community where we all just share and learn and grow together. Also, inside the calendar here, you can jump on the coaching course. We have 4 coaching calls per week with a PhD trained scientist on AI, right? So you can jump on those coaching calls, get help, get support, and ask any questions, plus meet the community on those calls. And then inside the classroom here, you can get access to all my best playbooks. So for example, if you want to go from beginner to expert in AI in 5 weeks, you can do that. We'll also show you how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. We additionally give you this playbook. And inside this playbook, right, we show you all the best stuff that I use for my business. So for example, how I automate Twitter, newsletters, shorts, AI avatar videos. It's all inside the classroom here. And additionally, on top of that, you'll get access to my best trainings on NA10, agency trainings on how to get more clients, AI SEO automations, YouTube AI. If you want to grow a school community, we actually have a full training module on how to grow a school community yourself as well. So it's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Feel free to get it. Link in the comments description, or just go to aiprofitboardroom.com. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next one. Cheers, peeps. Bye-bye.